Polish EU parliamentary representative to the Union, talking about why they have the lowest crime rate in all of Europe. And I think it's gonna be pretty shocking what he says. Let's wait till we go live here. Are we live? I think. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Live trading stream. We're going to cover five very important topics. First, if you have a margin account, shorts on Euro USD are looking pretty good. We're at a pretty solid level here for sellers to step in. I took a little paper trade here just to track this thing in real time, but all of the trades that you're going to see are dependent on this dollar play, where we're back at this daily, or not this daily, sorry, this like yearly support. January 2023, this is when we first established that support. April 23, and then this is January 2024. So this is last year, this year. We're right back at the same place. Every time we're at this level, we see a rejection up, except for, of course, this one time right here. Could the dollar break through and go lower? Of course. They're about to start printing money. I think the whole market is expecting that, especially with this benchmark revision of the employment numbers. The federal government lied about how many jobs they created last year to try to boost up their numbers and make everybody look better. And it don't work because numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We're going to talk about that. But I think the entire market, I'm specifically talking about the equity markets and the capital markets, are expecting the Fed to turn on the money printers and to start cutting interest rates. And that easy monetary policy is bullish for stocks and bearish for the dollar. If you make something more available and you print an unlimited amount of it, the value of it goes down. Now, eventually, the dollar always rebounds and goes back bullish because everybody in the world needs dollars, always. If we're printing, so are they. And they just need more dollars to continue their printing. So, by them, I mean foreign central banks. Okay. So that's what we have here. We have the dollar rebound. We have a potential Euro USD short. We have USD JPY longs. Gold shorts. Well, no longer. It's too late for shorts. So if anything, you would either wait for this correction back up and then you can short it down, or honestly, just wait for the longs. You can wait for the longs 24.65. Or if we reject, have like kind of reject above 24.90, pretty good chance that we continue to the upside. All right. Real quick, since we're looking at markets, we're going to be covering a lot of topics. So the revision of the Bureau of Labor Statistic numbers, the federal government lying about 818,000 jobs, not a small statistical error. I was telling the team right before we got on YouTube here, I was telling them on Zoom, 2 or 3% is a statistical error. 25% is a catastrophe. That's a fraud at the highest order. So they're trying to basically fluff up all these numbers, which we've known on this channel. But if you ask the average economist, they'd be like, what? No, the government numbers are as accurate as can be. And these are the numbers that we all are used to, basing our decisions on. If the numbers that we're using to base our decisions on as a federal government and as agencies like the Fed are completely flawed by 25%, how flawed is our monetary policy? Or are they just lying to us and doing the right thing behind the scenes? Either way, we got to know. So we'll talk about that. There's been some escalation and conflicts. We'll talk about some of the updates on the DNC, potential RFK joining the Trump ticket or endorsing the Trump ticket. We'll talk about that as well. And there was one more big topic here. Obviously, the BLS was a big deal. I'd saved this chart on my phone. If you guys would just give me 2 quick seconds to find this and pull this up for you guys. I found some pretty interesting things going through Twitter. And by the way, the benchmark revisions is the largest revision that we've ever had. think we have it here. All right, never mind. I'm not going to waste too much time on the stream looking for it, but we'll talk about that. And of course, the Jackson Hole Symposium starts today. Jerome Powell won't be speaking until tomorrow morning, and so still got some time on our hands. Okay, we're coming in for this famed retest. Truth be told, I'm not going to buy this immediately. Members, you know what I'm looking at. Oh, this is Pepperstone. Oh, God. So I just got to use my eye. Okay. We have the low of London right here. Let's go to something a bit more clean. Get on the 1 hour here. Okay, so we're back on the NASDAQ chart. NASDAQ 100 here on Awanda. That's the price feed that we're using. So we're building up in this channel. We're respecting the support, respecting the support. Very good chance that we actually break through and then recover back up. We're pretty high up in this market. I'm pretty sure we're at all-time highs. Nope. We're coming up, let's just say, how many percent? Yeah, we're about 4% away from recovering that entire correction that we've been having since early July. So the second half of July, going into the first week of August, was this massive correction. And everyone kind of thought that this thing was going to have a second leg down. Even I started to think it could have a second leg down. And we're still not 100% safe from that scenario. With that being said, we still have some room to the upside here before we fully correct. I'd say 2330. 20,330. That puts us at about 1,000 points. Plenty, plenty, plenty of room to the upside still. So we're pretty high up. We've already corrected a good amount of the move. This, bearish correction, we've already kind of filled the majority of that. And we've been on a mostly bullish trajectory since. No, only bullish trajectory since. Okay, so at some point, are we due for a correction of a few of these waves so that we can continue in a healthy manner? Yes. But does a market that is expecting the Fed to start printing money, do they care about being logical? Do they care about reason? Or do they care about money printer go burr and I'm going to buy stocks? Which one do you guys think Fidelity's thinking? Still holding NAS from the higher time frame 886 levels. Radimus, good morning. So seriously, RFK? Yes. A1 Steph, I'm about to have you in the gulags mad quick. It's like, nah, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so here's my expectations for NASDAQ today. Layer one, just a correction of this previous impulse, correction back down. We're going to break through the zone first. It's going to be a wick and then close back above. Without that wick, I don't trust it. I'm not on that break and retest noise. Not for me. It has to come to the zone, reject, go through it, close back above and retest. I'd take the entry on the break back in and the retest, much like over here. Okay, you can take a trade on the break back up and then on the retest after the market's already done these wonky corrections. The second option is a correction of this impulsive wave. The whole thing. Okay, come back in, and then we can get this rejection right here. We can buy this up. So that's kind of what I see is shallow retracement or deep retracement, either one. Now, we did cover this on the live stream yesterday, and so I'm going to have to draw your attention to the receipts here before we talk about some of those major news events. Let's talk about the trades that we were looking for on the stream yesterday. Do a quick breakdown. Members, bear with me. You got to do this real quick for folks. But we had all these zones marked off. We had the 19,650 or 675. We had 19,700. This were our buy levels all the way down here. So that would be 30-minute. So it would be these buy levels were down here. This is the 19,700, and then this is 19,675. Okay. So the market had broken out of the range. Let's actually go to the YouTube here. The market has started to break up, hit the sell level. You guys know that I don't short indices, but I did take a paper trade just for demonstration. Market hit our target. So price shot down, hit our target, closed us out of the trade. All right, we're floating the profits, closed us out of the trade, hit take profit. And then the market just started to pump to the upside. I had even drawn the example of what I was expecting. Let me see if I can find it. Almost there. Okay, so by the end of the stream, the market had broken up right out of the range. And so what we ended up doing was I sent over this markup in the chats, is I just moved my buy entries to the appropriate place. We had 19,800 and 19,760. Okay. And so if we just look at the before and afters, right after the revision news came out, we had this massive spike down, big spike down. All right. We came down to those previous levels that we had for the buys, but I was, I had already removed all of my alerts from these levels, and I was waiting for the 19,800 and 19,760 rejections, which there were none. Okay. Up until we broke above and came in for the retest. And then we broke above again, the 19,800, and then we retested again before ending up exactly where we're at now. Okay. So those same levels that were called out in advance, 19,760 and 19,800. These were sent out in the private members group. Both of those, you guys can see by the yellow here, were retested. Now, I'm always talking about the market has to break through the zone first. And that's why this is not a perfect rejection. These are not perfect rejections, but we're not looking for perfection. Okay. We are looking for accuracy though, and we are looking for high probability. So right now, oh, damn. May or may not have been the buy entry. It's right at 10 a.m. What news did we just have drop? We had flash manufacturing PMI, existing home sales, drops in about a minute and a half. Okay, flash manufacturing, typically not a big market mover. We'll use the Pepperstone chart for now because I feel like Owanda's been messing up during news events. And people, I am tired. Speaking in a lower tone today. I'm not wiling out, and maybe that's for the best. All right, damn, they got me on the 5-minute charts. Well, I got me on the 5-minute charts. Accountability. Damn, that was a quick trade. We're about 30 minutes removed from the market open. Members, you know exactly what I'm talking about, or anybody's watching on YouTube, if you've taken the masterclass, you'll know exactly what I'm looking at here. This was at 8:30 a.m. So this is the pre-New York session low. This is right at market open. We had the correction. And this is our prime entry right here at 950. Missed it. We broke above, hit TP1 and 2. So let's see if we can get a double bottom entry. Well, we just closed under TP2. So let's see if we get a double bottom entry here. The trade could be done for all intents and purposes. All right, let's go through the horn. Gold on this retracement. I told you guys we're waiting for 2460. Let's call it 2465. Okay, that'd be a pretty good correction back down to the downside, and then a move up. We have the DXY starting to recover. The magnet indicator, super secret magnet indicator, can't beat it, touch it, fight it, see it. John Cena, da 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 da, all of that. Magnets came back out to play. 103.8, 105.6. That sounds like your local radio channel. So instead of Delilah telling you that it's all going to be okay, it's the magnet indicator telling you that money's on the way. And then 107.5, target still has not been reached, but I have high hopes, right? I believe. So with that being said, if the DXY is going up, we have Euro USD shorts and USD JPY longs. We still haven't gotten a full correction yet from the dollar, so we're still kind of in that middle ground. And so let's not go too crazy. Don't put the whole, keep your risk in check. Japanese yen, they tried to do some intervention and save their currency. Was it successful? Hell nah. We hit that 72.52 level, and now we're starting to push back to the downside, which is why I actually believe that UJ is a better opportunity than Euro USD. Because if the Japanese yen is dropping while the dollar is recovering, that's a recipe for UJ to bounce. Bounce meaning go to the upside. Euro USD, still good opportunity there, especially because the dollar is kind of the dominant currency in that pair. We still don't have as much negative news out of Europe as we do out of Japan, currency-wise. Some horrible news coming out of Europe just in general, but let's talk about currencies. Oof, there's that second retest. This is a pretty good rejection right here. Go up for one more TP1 just for fun. Here, let me stop talking and enter this trade. We'll do one here. Click buy. Oh, way too late of an entry. And then let me enter this on my other account. All right, 1 second, y'all. I'm just pulling up. Gotta take this trade real quick. I'm gonna scalp this thing up. TP1 just got hit. Got a pretty late entry, if we're just gonna be honest. All right, TP1 just got cracked. To protect this trade. If I'd got the right entry, would have been a solid above a 1-to-1. Guess I'm out. Hold on. Let me pause this. What happened? Did I hit TP? Oh, I hit TP. damn. Too late. I was gonna enter again. We got about 1.3 to 1. Expecting 2.5 to 1 though. We got that late entry. It would have only been 0.7 to 1. Not too hot. But now we're rejecting that TP1 for resistance right here. Yep, sellers are going to take over. So members is when we adjust for Model 2. Model 2 has already been tapped. And readjust for Model 3. Existing home sales. This is what we're banking on right now. 3.95. So exactly as expected. Yeah, we'll see a recovery here pretty soon. Oh, I'm gonna get off the 5 minute. All right. That's how you know it's getting bad, people. That's how you know it's been a long night.
There's that slight hesitation there for a second. You're like, oh.
I almost,
Yeah.
that's when I knew I had to get off. I was like, all right, look, as soon as you get drawn into it, as soon as you get into the tumble cycle, you're getting caught in the wash cycle. That's when you're like, all right, when in doubt, zoom out, get back to home base. There's a pretty good chance this thing breaks all the way through. I'd love to see a correction all the way back down to the downside down here. Go full kamikaze right here. You know, that little mini rejection right there. It said nope. All right, I'm gonna go grab some caffeine real quick. This thing is in the middle of this retracement. Then we're gonna talk about the Bureau of Labor Statistics revision. Talk about some of the, what do you say, um, some of the geopolitical tensions that have started to escalate. Talk about those too. But I'm gonna leave this trade right up here in the meantime. And we'll talk about why that news revision is actually good for the stock market, despite the fact that we had way less jobs created than what was advertised. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. If you guys have any questions, put those in the chats. Let's get ready to go. All right, and I'm back. Okay, so one last thing, set alerts. Okay, so every year, these are all government agencies, by the way, the Bureau of Economic Research, or the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Bureau of Economic Analysis. They're all government agencies funded by the government taxpayer money. So they're the ones that release public data that the government proposes to use to set their policies. Now, last year, I want to see what the total number that they advertised if they put it up. But there was a correction that they just put that showed there was 818,000 less jobs created than what the government previously advertised, meaning that they had basically either screwed up a statistical error or they lied. Now, as I said before, a statistical error is 2 or 3% off, not 818,000. You understand? So clearly the government has been, well, let's say, lying about these numbers, and it's kind of giving economists a sense of worry, which is the economy as stable as they say it is? Now, we just had a 4.3% unemployment print. So clearly the economic situation speaks for itself. Right? We are not in that good of a shape. But this revision right here, all trust for government data has just gone out the window. By the way, members, did anyone take the first buy? Did anyone take these scalps or no? Did anyone get get crushed or what happened? Said I sold the top. This sicko. Whoa. Wow, wow, wee, wow. I like. That's what I'm talking about. Said I sold the top. But Jensen, we buy tops, bro. Max, new shirt idea. Hashtag we buy tops on the back, Baby Pips logo. Right? Getting eaten by the Chart Addicts logo. I'm just saying, could be a banger. Shirt of the year? I don't know. Is it in the book? No, no, no. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. We buy tops. We sell bottoms. You know, just fire shirts. Best in the world. US 30 is milking. Wody. And what is happening here on U30? Is it just Owanda or all charts looking like this? You guys see this? This is called Give Me Your Money 101. But Chart Addicts members, we call this a trading range. This is sinister. This is just plain evil. They are not playing around. This is why I don't trade US 30. Look at this nonsense. All right. They said, "Oh, you want the double top?" Right? You guys see that wick rejection? "Oh, you guys want that double top?" Nope. Give me that liquidity. And then it dropped. And they're like, "Okay, you want to try it again?" Right? 88.6. Get a nice little rejection. Whoop, give me your money. Come back in. Absolutely nuts. Now, thankfully, we know how to read a chart. All right. Um, I'm going outside the range. That's what I got. We'll see. If we end up getting a massive wick rejection that looks like one of these, then I'll change my mind. Maybe we're heading back to the top of the range, but more than likely we're going to fill these wicks and head to one lower level. That's just my assessment of the situation. Okay, UJ heading to the upside, looking good. DXY, magnets don't lie. That's all I'm going to say. If Roy's trading the DXY, is because the magnets don't lie. Just wrecked that buy. Did you wreck it or did you get wrecked? Because Hasna said taking money everywhere. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about, people. Just don't overstay your welcome. Cash out the casino and walk away. All right, all right. All right. So just to kind of finish off on the point about the preliminary, oh, this is the wrong chart. Almost there. All right, yeah, just to finish off the point about the preliminary or the benchmark revision for the jobs numbers. So this has two implications. First, it's negative for the economy because if there weren't enough jobs created, like we're already in a pretty bad employment environment, meaning there's not enough people working. We're not at catastrophic levels, but we are kind of heading towards that recession area. We just had a 4.3% unemployment rate data release. Not good. So this just kind of adds fuel to the fire. And if we're not growing fast enough, if we don't have enough employment, if we're not operating at full capacity, we're not going to be able to maintain the level of spending and debt that we've incurred over the last 4 years. We need to step it the fuck up, is what I'm trying to say. So on the real economy front, not good. Now, markets are very different than the real economy. People always have to remember this. Markets are its own betting and voting mechanism on what's happening on the real economy, but it has its own rules. So, for example, stock markets go up when the Fed prints money. When does the Fed print money? When we're about to go into a recession. So recessions are good for the stock market. You're gonna have to rewire your brain around that one. You understand? And obviously the money takes time to filter through the system. And so normally there was like a year, 2, 3 years for the money to go into the system and then help the recovery. Now that whole process has been expedited and cut short because of the market expectations. They know this is all going to happen. Let's just start buying stocks now. Retail starts seeing the stock market boom and they're like, well, we should all get in. And then they're driving the price even higher. So bad news for the economy. That shows that we may be deeper in a recession than we originally thought is actually good for the stock market because September and October, the Fed is going to cut rates in September and they're going to start to pump that money in September, October. And Q4 is going to be the quarter of money printing. And by January 2025, bull market will be in full effect on crypto and stocks. The way things are. All right. I may have made one error here. Huh. What is this level? 19,825? 19,825. What the fuck am I thinking? Yo, I had my low drawn, or I had this black line drawn to the low and not the entry. There it is. Shh. Come on. Let me out here. Boom. Okay. Now, when I go like this, bro, ain't no way. Model 2 continuation. Model 2 continuation. So, members, I drew my fib from this impulse to the bottom. This was what created our range before this thing broke out. And so this was the 88.6. Okay. This was the shorts that we were looking at yesterday. And then we have this big expansion up. So this is the continuation model. We had the first rejections here at continuation model 1. Now we're looking at potential rejections of continuation model two. So if we close under, it's null and void. We wait for the full move. If it closes back above this 19,811 level, okay, if it continues to close above this, then this will become a new floor. We can actually buy this thing all the way back up to 868, potentially even higher. And it's rejecting now. Let's see if we get that rejection. Might not. It's dropping pretty aggressively, but let's see if it just comes in to grab liquidity and then wicks back above. We see that. Pretty good opportunity to go long. I want to put a tester entry in right now. I'm gonna do it on the paper trade before it dips. Okay, and then let me go trade of 8. So on Apex, I'm looking at on the E-mini, I'm looking at 908 as the entry price. Well, 905. 19,905. And we're back. Let's be honest, this is a pretty risky buy, but it's not exactly a break and retest. The break and retest would be up here. You see these highs right here, or these highs right here. That would be the break and retest. That's the model one. The model two is where you go into that liquidity and push back above. By the way, I figured out the DNC strategy, Democratic National Convention. Just accuse the other side of everything that you're doing. No, accuse the other side of maybe doing all the stuff that you're actually doing. So be like, oh, they're a threat to democracy. If they get in, they might do blank. And they're actually doing that. Use their political, use the justice system against their political opponents. I'm like, yo, ain't that kind of what you guys are already doing? It's like I feel like actually doing it is a little bit worse than like if he gets in, he might do it. I don't know. Nice little rejection here. All you need is one candle, back up to these highs right here. We'll be good to go. Too many lines on the chart now. It's getting too messy. What are those magnets? They're super secret magnet indicator. Don't ask, don't tell. You understand? Thoughts on NVIDIA earnings next week. This is going to be one of the most important earnings releases of the year. Now, something that Silicon Valley started to do, and NVIDIA is not necessarily Silicon Valley. Let me just throw the Mag 7, Mag 8 big tech names all in the same kind of basket. They've just started to set better expectations. And so whenever you start hurting as a company, if you're in one of those top leaderboards, like Apple or one of those guys, what you do is that you just start to make it seem like, oh, we're gonna do terrible this quarter, we're gonna do terrible, and then all of a sudden, boom, you do great. Okay, you don't do great, but you do way better than the expectations. By the way, Euro USD shorts are milking, might I say. Might I add, if I do say so myself. All right. Um, but yeah, NVIDIA obviously going to be very important. But what they do is they've started to set better expectations, and so when they outperform those expectations, typically has a positive market reaction. And that's basically what we've been seeing. All right, let me just hop on over. I'm going to close this trade out on the Apex account. I'm only up about 30 points, or call it 20 points, 22 points. Um, hold on. I do some math here. We just hit TP1, so I'm gonna close on my Trade Evade account here at 19,927. Right, let me give it 1 second. I'm waiting for one more push into the target zone, and then I'm gonna close because that I'm still under a 1-to-1 R on this one. So just one more push to the upside, and I'll be clear. Almost there. All right, I'm out. On this paper trade, I'll just protect the trade instead. So the name of the game in your live account is to take the money. Your job is to take the money. For this paper trade, this is kind of like live testing. So if I had held versus if I closed, now regardless, I want to make sure I close because I'd rather take the money than not. But just to keep learning and just to keep getting more data and live testing the strategy and kind of testing my skills, I'll just leave this one trade protected. So still zero risk hypothetically, but at least we get to let it run. Okay. Drop a like on the stream if you guys have learned some. Make sure to check out the NASDAQ Masterclass. Use promo code ChartAddicts. If you guys are in Colombia, know someone in Colombia, ever visited Colombia, not like that, but ever visited Colombia, make sure to check us out. We're heading there August 31st and September 1st. We're going to be in Bogota and Medellin doing a workshop. We've got a bunch of great speakers that we're flying in with, and we have a ton of great speakers from Colombia itself. So make sure to check us out if you're there. And also grab your tickets to the FX Summit 2024 conference. Use promo code ChartAddicts. Quick 150 on that buy. I'm out as well. Good stuff. Just close the buy. Have a great day. Shutting down the computer. There it is, Max. Quit while you're ahead. Wish I can go to Medellin. City is beautiful. Never been there, but I know that we're going to shut it down. And I know we're going to do the whole squad proud. All right, y'all. Again, make sure to drop a like. It would mean a lot. We're going to hop off here. I have a ton of work to get done, but check you guys out tomorrow. I'm going to get some good sleep tonight so I can actually think. Right? Today, moving a little slow, not too many jokes. I had a couple Kamala Harris jokes, completely forgot them, right? We'll get back to those later. But anyways, if you enjoyed the stream, drop a comment, drop a like. And of course, if you guys made money, always just come back and leave a comment after we post the recording. Be like, yo, this was my entry. This was, this is how much I made. Just give yourself the credit. And let us give you the credit too. We'll shout you out on the streams. All right. Happy, safe trading, everybody. Take it easy. Peace. Yeah, was going to talk about a bunch of war, Iran, all this stuff. People, I can't even spell Iran right now. Okay, going through it. LLC.